Good afternoon, everybody. Today is the 25th of July, 2022, and we are gathered on the beach of Bagamoyo at the end of our rally. And this is the ceremony that we have labeled the emptying of the Calabash, an African reflection on tears, courage, and healing.
On an occasion such as this, at the conclusion of our rally, and before the emptying of this calabash that carries the tears of victims and survivors of gender-based violence, it is perhaps fitting that we begin with a reflection on our motherland. This is Africa, and I am an African. I owe my being to the hills and valleys, the mountains and plains, the rivers and deserts, the forests and grasslands, the trees and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land. Our bodies shivered in the cold dawn of Hartbeespoort at the start of this rally and felt the chill winds of Botswana's salt pans. We were warmed by the African sun at Victoria Falls and Lake Malawi. We crossed borders, traversed landscapes, and witnessed the majesty of a continent unlike any other. The dramatic peaks of the Drakensberg, the azure waters of Lake Malawi, the endless horizons of Zambia, the wonder of the Ngorongoro crater, and the snow-capped summit of the Kilimanjaro have all formed the backdrop to our journey. As we traveled, I was reminded once more that this vast and beautiful continent is not merely a place upon which we live. It is a part of who we are. None can challenge me when I say, this is Africa, and I am an African. Yet I owe my being not only to the beauty of this continent, but also to its people. I owe my being to the victims and survivors of gender-based violence whose stories echo across these lands. To those whose cries were silenced, to those whose dignity was violated, to those who suffered in darkness, to those who fought to protect their children, to those who survived, and to those who did not. Their pain is written into the conscience of our continent. Too often we keep an audible silence about these atrocities. Too often we avert our eyes from the horror. Too often we seek comfort in forgetting when remembrance demands action. But memory has a purpose. Memory teaches us never to become inhumane. I am also formed by the countless volunteers, counselors, social workers, police officers, nurses, pastors, community leaders, and ordinary citizens who leave the comfort of their homes to help mend what violence has broken. In my veins courses the generosity of the donors who responded to our call. Your compassion informs my bearing. Your sacrifice forms part of my essence. You remind us that the measure of our humanity lies not in what we possess, but what we are willing to give. My understanding of courage is shaped by the survivors who rise each day despite what they have endured. They are the jewels in Africa's crown. From the Cape Flats to rural villages, from informal settlements to the estates of our suburbs, they stand as living testimony that the human spirit can endure even the darkest night. I have seen what happens when one human being claims superiority over another. I have seen power abused. I have seen dignity stripped away. I have seen fear used as a weapon. I have seen homes become places of terror rather than refuge. I have seen corruption rob communities of hope. I have seen poverty deepen despair. I have seen the wounds left behind by absent fathers, broken families, and shattered trust. Among us walk those who carry unbearable burdens. The abused, the abandoned, the forgotten, the addicted, the homeless, the hungry, and the broken-hearted. And among us, too, are those who have become predators, choosing to inflict upon others the pain they once endured themselves. All this I know, and know to be true, because this is Africa, and I am an African.
But because of that, I am also able to proclaim another truth. I am born of people who are heroes and heroines. I am born of people who refuse to surrender to violence. I am born of a people who reject corruption. I am born of a people who believe that fear shall not have the final word. The overwhelming majority of our mothers and fathers, our sisters and brothers, are decent, honorable, and compassionate people. They will not allow the actions of a few to define an entire continent. Patient because history is on their side, they do not despair when the weather is bad, nor do they become arrogant when the sun shines. They simply continue the work of building a better tomorrow. That is why we are assembled here today. We gather to declare our victory over silence. We gather to challenge violence. We gather to reject oppression. We gather to affirm the dignity and worth of every human being. And so the emptying of this calabash is more than a symbolic act. It is a declaration. It is our refusal to allow our Africanness to be defined by abuse, violence, corruption, or fear. It is our affirmation that Africa belongs to all who live in her. It is our proclamation that every woman, every child, every man, every family, and every community possess an inherent dignity that no act of violence can erase. It is our commitment to create a society in which all people are free from fear, free from the fear of violence, free from the fear of oppression, and free from the fear of injustice. As Africans, this is an achievement of which we may be proud. Proud without reservation, proud without conceit, proud because it reflects the very best of who we are. Today, as we stand together, we remember that the suffering of one African is the concern of all Africans. The pain born in one home diminishes us all. The tears shed by one victim are tears carried by an entire people. Yet, this gathering also reminds us of another truth. Africa is rising. Not because our challenges are small, not because our journey is easy, but because our people are resilient, because our people care, because our people refuse to surrender, and because our people believe that a better future is possible. And now, before this calabash is emptied, let us pause and remember every victim whose tears it represents. Let us honor every survivor whose courage brought us here. Let us recommit ourselves to building homes without violence, communities without fear, and a continent where every person may live in dignity and peace. Whatever the setbacks on our journey, nothing can stop us now. Africa shall be at peace, Africa shall prosper, and Africa shall heal. Thank you.
I'm standing here on behalf of a person, a very good friend of Janice's, Anne and little Hannah. We ask that they can move forward and that Hannah can get the help and the counseling she needs to deal with all the trauma of 7 years ago. Something horrible happened to her, and it affected her, and it affected our very good friend, Jan's extremely good friend, Anne, so much that nothing was done about the abuse. Even though there was evidence, everything had been swept under the carpet by the police. There was no justice. There was nothing at all. May they find peace in dropping the tears here in the ocean.
Thank you to everyone who has stood beside me, loved me, believed in me, and carried me when I couldn't carry myself. My story is not only one of pain, it is also one of survival, resilience, and love. Today, I leave these tears here with gratitude, with remembrance, with healing, and with hope. I choose to believe that my past will never have the final say over my future.
Wishing strength to any woman that has gone through or may go through any indignity in that. Bless you with strength. For my very close friends and for myself. Not for my friend Therese. Everyone who's ever been abused, and for those who will continue to be abused.
For a young guy in Zambia, we've recorded a new file on the internet. See this for you.